I've been very lucky to work with a bunch of different companies over the years. Law enforcement targets have been great to us. They allowed me to brainstorm a target that turns out to be an excellent product for us. So I want to go through and talk to you a little bit about the specifics and the features that we have here. A lot of times people don't really understand them or even recognize them. The two most obvious ones are going to be these 0 dots that are over the shoulders here. Those are precision type shooting drills. So you have a 2-inch and you have a 4-inch. We use those for either zeroing weapons such as rifles, or we'll use them for diagnostic drills with both pistols and rifles. So I love being able to zero in on the small and the smaller dots there. The next thing you'll notice is that the actual target itself has really no specific aiming reference point or feature that you would aim for. And the reason behind that is simple, is that we don't want people to be constantly training themselves to shoot a bullseye, because it's very rare that you're actually going to find a target in the real world with a bullseye on its chest. So instead, we want to teach people to be able to recognize the vital anatomy that is necessary to be engaged in order to get the types of stops that we're looking for. So that means that you have to understand where the heart and lungs are in order to be able to do that, and you have to be able to do that on any type of body. So by obscuring the body so that there's really no specific point to aim at, forces the shooters to be very, very aware of where the vitals are. Inside of the chest, what you're going to see is you're going to see an 8-inch circle. For us, 8 inches is the standard. That's what we use to gauge our performance. Reason being is that it is our belief, and we've conferred amongst a variety of other shooters, that under combat conditions, you're going to see a degradation of your shooting skill. How much is really the question, and it's generally agreed upon 50%. So under that stress of combat, you should see your marksmanship skills, your accuracy skills degrade to about 50%. So if in peacetime conditions you're able to maintain, 8 inches or less, that means under combat conditions your shot group will go up to 12 inches, which on a man-sized target is more than adequate for threat neutralization. So we're really happy about that. The next thing we have is we have a 4-inch circle up in the face. A lot of times people will reference this as a headshot. Well, to us, this is not a headshot. To this is a face shot. The 4-inch circle is actually specifically located over the face, so between the eyebrows and the lower lips. Reason being is that, yes, while I might be able to use a high-velocity projectile fired from a large-caliber battle rifle and I can neutralize a threat by hitting them up in the head, most of the time we're using smaller carbines or pistols, and for that we're going to have to be very precise about where we put those rounds. Those rounds are going to have to go into the base of the brainstem to achieve the type of stop that we're looking for, which is an immediate type of stop. So forcing the shooters to adjust their point of aim so it's more in the face is a challenge, because so many shooters are taught to aim, number 1, for the head, or number 2, for center mass. So if you aim for the head, a lot of times that means the forehead, which means that you're going to generate a miss here for scoring purposes. And if you aim center mass on the body, that means that you're going to be aiming for the gut, which means that you're also going to be generating a miss. So through this type of programming, we're teaching our students to aim for the vitals, understand where those vitals are, understand how those vitals work, and then do the best job to maintain that standard of accuracy of 8 inches and 4 inches. So this is what we kind of reference jokingly as our JV target, 8 and 4. Our varsity targets are 6 and 3, so 6 inches in the chest and 3 inches in the face. Again, working with LE Targets has been a dream come true for us. They've been very gracious to work with us. So we have several different targets that you can choose from. This target right here is a TCT-05. It's the most popular target that we use in all of our training classes. But there are other targets out there that are going to challenge the shooters a little bit more. We've got everything from bullseyes to reduced target zones to just training dots. And the other thing that I really like about it is that when people are exposed to our training methodology and philosophies and the 4 and 8 inch standards that we have for accuracy, it really leaves a mark on them. They take that mark back to their department. They encourage their department to look at their current training target that they use or their qualification target. And I'm happy to report that this target has been adopted by numerous departments as is, and there are several departments that have actually taken it and, with permission between myself and law enforcement targets, slightly modified it so that it's usable for their qualifications. Last thing I'll talk about is that it has a face. And one of the key things that's important to us is the inoculation of shooting another human. If the target that you're training on doesn't really have a face, it's hard to really expect the jump between shooting a bullseye and then shooting an actual human. So while that is an emotional and physical, a mental thing that you have to deal with, we try to inoculate our students by having our target with an actual face and eyes that are looking back at you. So again, thanks to LE Targets for helping us work out a great target. And again, encourage all folks to try using this target whenever they can for their training and qualification purposes.